What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the 89 plus FIFA World Cup or Prime Icon. You've got 8 days and you can do this 3 times. The question is, would you want to? With the fact that I believe the next promo to be leaked is going to be footballers. Apparently there's no team for it, so it's going to be, I can imagine, very much like player days. If you've ever experienced one of them, it should be filled with packs that you can get, repeatable stuff, and just things you can generically upgrade. So whether that actually happens, we'll soon see as we get very closer to the Friday. But we have got 8 days to do this. The only thing is, and I think the 85 and 86 is very easy to craft in 8 days, most definitely, especially 3 times over. The 88 is where it's going to be really a struggle. It's going to be that little bit harder, but we're going to try and work our way through. So if I'm saying right now, you probably be able to do it once before Friday, really, from grinding this method. Then it's going to depend on foot player days or ballers, whatever one they call it, to really give us and ramp up the next. Because at the minute, if you have been following all of the daily SBCs, we have had the 83 times 10 being able to be completed once every single day. So we've technically got 3 or 30 players of 83 plus. Are you tired of using players like this? I would much rather have teams more like this. Then I recommend going over to skycoach.gg for all of your coaching and coins needs. They are cheap, fast and reliable, but at the checkout make sure you are using code JT11 for a discount on your orders. Back to the video. It's still not necessarily going to give us a great deal, but it definitely helps out in the long run, because realistically you can expect at least 1 or 2 over 85s. You'd like to think. I guarantee there is plenty of people that have got 10 84 and belows, but it definitely should give you more. You do have to give up an 84 and an 82, which is a standard. Again, they are easy to grind, and it's going to be utilizing all of the upgrades. Tomorrow, we obviously get our big rewards for for rivals, as well as then the milestone rivals, and then we go into a new season, which normally brings some packs to start with. We still have the 78 plus triple, again a very easy one to grind as we go through. It gives you 78 players, that would be nice. 78 plus players 3 times over. So for instance, if we did go to our 78s, because I don't particularly want to put in loads of 78s and unders. So if we go and put in a few of the obvious ones we're not using for League SBC, just to give you an example of roughly what we're dealing with. So I'm just trying to think of everybody that is not League SBC bound for me, just because that's going to be a big method that we'll show you in a second, and Nuno Mendes can go in. That is as simple as it is for what I personally do. Non-League SBC just goes into this. We've got 2 days of it left, so it's actually here for a little bit longer, and now we don't have any heroes in there at all as well. I don't think we have any foot fantasies either at the moment, as obviously we are moving over to a new season tomorrow. Don't ask me why they're not in, but they're just not. And great, we don't get a board off this first one. So realistically, this would just be grinded back. Cheeky little bit of Oscar. We get basically to put 5 players in next time to grind that back through once more. The way I'd be kind of looking at this kind of upgrade for the 89 plus would be mainly through objectives and any of the big packs we can get. So for instance, if you haven't finished your fantasy foot, which I believe is probably at the bottom here, you obviously get quite a few things from this if you have completed it. We've got, what, 1 more day after today that you could technically still finish it all if you haven't started it already. You get 6 games per day, so it means we still have today's games and tomorrow's, which will give you 12 games in total. If you can win 10 out of 12, if you've obviously not started at all, you can obviously get all of these packs already in. Then we also have a few more that we can finish off with Lindstrom if you wanted to do the academy. Obviously then we have some players in here, not really major ones, but most definitely some extras. We have an 80 plus player, the general, first owner Fiesta gives you 1082 plus. So there is a lot that you can get done even without needing to grind menus, because I know a lot of people have probably got bored of that now, but that is another way to get players if you want to play the game. If obviously you're okay to grind menus, personally League SBC is going to be mainly the only way. I need to make sure I get that done. Mainly the only way, but there is obviously other ways in terms of doing your moments, your drafts. There's a lot of ways that you could, but this is going to be the quickest way that you possibly can. I would say if you are looking to try and complete 3 of these 89 plus, you're probably going to need some coins, because grinding them from the base up is doable. It's definitely doable, but it most definitely is going to be a bit boring at times as well. Because realistically, the way I personally would do it would be through League SBCs, grinding this out as much as possible. If you haven't necessarily got loads upon loads of coins, then obviously be selling all of these. If you have got a few coins, keeping all the players to re-rinse back in. It's not going to cost you so much to complete them all, and as you keep going through, you should get lucky with getting your Prem, your Bundesligas, maybe your Marseille players, and then obviously Libs as well. Plus then you might get something that's worth something if you wanted to sell that off and obviously grind it through that way. But it all depends on how many coins you're going with. If you want to leave a comment down below, if you want a more detailed way on 0 coins or literally nothing in the club, then obviously put it down below and I will answer that as soon as possible. But what I'd do from the League SBC, you'd grind that out as normal, like we always say. Marseille for the Liga and an Eredivisie. I personally use Serie A for the Bundesliga and Serie A. Prem for that one. And then obviously Libs and Sud. We just utilise what's in the club. Normally we do have quite a few of the kind of lower than golds, so we don't need to worry about them. It is just the gold cards that you do need in the club from obviously different nations or different clubs. Obviously with the lower than gold, I pretty much get them from silver packs, from bronze packs, all of that good stuff. If you want to kind of get some golds into your club, then make sure you are utilizing all of these to be able to make sure that you are getting as many gold cards back in your club as possible. And also it's great to then kind of help with the League SBC. Then anything that is non-tradable, duplicate, whatever, then obviously I'd be looking at the 78 triple. Then I'd be going to any of the other SBCs, dailies, or anything that I haven't finished. I think we're pretty up to date with everything. Finishing the 83 times 10. We've got a campaigns player bag again. I don't know if I want to be finishing that. 83, 85. It's not really going to give you the fodder to do the icon pack, so I would really kind of go with one or the other on that one. Again, if you want to go for the cheaper one, more than happy to do that and then start working on the World Cup one, really. I feel like the icon one has got a bit more of a weight on it, but again, there is plenty of icons that are very, very low in price for an 89 plus. But then we go to the 78 triple. Once you've done them, I'd just continuously go back and forth. Then obviously once you're happy with either the 88 or any of the other SBCs, obviously then work on the others. I'd personally try and heavily go for the 88 unless you get duplicates and then need to put maybe the 85s or 86s. That's going to be the only thing that's really going to stop you with obviously this, is the fact that the 88s is difficult. It isn't easy. It's a very hard SBC, especially with not really too much to go in, to be honest. I feel like if you've got all of, for instance, if you've got all of the kind of foot fantasies gone now, in the team of the week you've got Jonathan David or Davis as an 88, I think, and Berardi who's an 88. That is all of the 88s you can get from that. And then in terms of the gold players, because if we haven't got any sort of special cards in, you will then have to get, I can't remember how many there is in there, but there is 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 30 there. 30. There's 33 players that are 88 and above. And that obviously does include Mbappe, Salah, Neymar, Virgil. So you kind of take away, say, 10 that are just not going to be packable to some extent. You've really got about 20 to 25 that are 88 and above that you could actually get. Again, makes it a little bit harder. That's where any of your club's going to be really helpful. So for instance, personally, when I did my first one for this, I did utilize a lot that's in my club that I just don't use. I've got a Figo up there that personally is never going to be used. I have a team of the year Courtois, not really going to put a team of the year in, but you get my drift. There is the chance of that. We then have a few more in kind of Wayne Rooney. We have then, I'm pretty sure we have somebody else as well that are kind of in that rating that I'm not going to use, and maybe I've been holding on for a rainy day, and it depends on if you want to use them now. The 85 and 86 is pretty standard because we know there's loads to do there. You can pretty much get the 85 done probably off the 83 times 10 if you are a little bit luckier, but then you just need to grind a few more packs and you should get that done no problem. So it is going to be that big one that is going to be the stick in the mud a little bit. In terms of 88s as well, the pricing at the moment, obviously it might go up due to the fact that it is only brand new this second. They're coming in at 30,000 coins each. I mean, if you needed to buy 1 or 2, probably going for the 89 would be better. Putting the 10k extra for the 89, if they stay at that price, might be worth the grind, to be honest, because then at least you've got a rating higher. If we, for instance, had a look at a Kimmich, I can imagine they've definitely gone up a little bit. I wanted to search them on the market, but apparently we're doing it this way. So if we go for Kimmich now, how much is he coming in at? We've got Footbin at 40,000 coins. Whether he is that, yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, so he's not too much more expensive, realistically. You could snipe him for 40 quite easily. I feel like you could anyway. Just have a little gander. Maybe not. 41, 42 seems to be the price, so it's not too much more, but that's going to be the best way to get it done. Personally, you've just got to re-rinse and repeat. It is a bit of a grind for 3 of them, but at this point, is there anything else to do? If you're not wanting any more of these players, then obviously, yes, go do the 89 icon. It's going to be one of the better things that will potentially put something in your club that could actually work out for you. Other than that, it is just a bit of a grind, to be honest. And I think once we get the footballers, we might do an updated list of how to grind, because I feel like there should be a lot more SBCs coming out, especially if we don't get any sort of players in packs. Maybe we get the best of players. That would then make a hell of a lot easier to grind. So if you want to be a bit more patient, get your packs and wait till Friday. Keep rinsing everything until Friday, because realistically, there is no difference from now until then. If there's no players in packs on Friday, there is no packs and players now. So you've kind of got that toss up between opening your 83 times 10 now or waiting to see if there is any promos, any man of the matches, any extra things that have come back. That obviously is always worth the grind, in my opinion. I would be waiting until Friday with every pack. Use this time to grind out as much as possible and then wait until then, because the SBC is not going anywhere, and I feel like it's worth it if this is the only thing we've got. So let me know down below if you're going to be grinding this. I feel like that's going to be the best way. League SBC, 78 triple, into the 83 times 10, into the 89, re-rinse and repeat. That's pretty much it. Let me know if you need any more help. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.